Hi, good afternoon. Yesterday, while I was checking out my Facebook page, I saw one of these slogans that has become very popular among atheists. Um, the slogan says, "Having religion is like having a penis. It's okay to have one. It's okay to be proud of it, but don't whip it out in public, and don't shove it down my children's throat." Now, yes, it's very cute, it's very funny. However, I have a very, very big problem with this quote. Because it illustrates a point that a lot of atheists are trying to make. Um, Religion should not be practiced in public, and I could not disagree more. I was talking with an atheist here the other day, and I told him that, for example, I say grace, and he said that was so disrespectful for everybody around, and he was so offended if he saw anyone doing that. Now, when I say grace, I whisper a few words over my food. Unless you are sitting directly next to me, it is no way you can even hear them. But that was terribly offending. But let's say someone walking around with a boombox, that's okay. Or a couple loudly arguing in the middle of the store, that's okay. But someone whispering a few words over their food, offensive. Or another example of it would be that a lot of nations too, it's discussing whatever, to what extent wearing religious symbols should be allowed in public. Of course, much of this is based around whatever Muslim women are supposed to be allowed to wear, the hijab or the niqab. But it's also been discussed whatever pagans should be allowed to wear pentacles, whatever Christians should be allowed to wear crucifixes. And I think it's absolutely ridiculous. We are not supposed to be, in the Western world, we are not supposed to have the government deciding what we should or should not wear. So, and it's stupid. I can wear then any kind of symbol, but not if it's religious. And I'm also completely against the idea that religion shouldn't be practiced in the public. It's like I was discussing this with the atheist I mentioned before, and I said that I'm not just religious when I am practicing a ritual. I'm pagan. And I've never met a Christian who is Christian just when they're sitting in church. Because his argument was that, but you could keep religious practice and being religious to churches and other religious buildings or in the home. And I told them that I'm pagan when I'm eating my lunch, when I'm taking a bath, when I'm cleaning out my cat's kitty litter. I don't stop being pagan when the ritual ends. And it's also completely silly. There are so much thing going on in society that you could be annoyed about, but somebody whispering a table prayer, or a Catholic that crosses themselves, I hope I did that right, because I'm not Catholic, or customer at a store that says bless you when she leaves the store. I mean, And you know what these things are? It's intolerance. The atheists are going on and on and on and on and on how religious people are intolerant. But they are just as intolerant as any religious person, and often more so. In fact, I have met very few religious people. They be Muslim, Christian, Buddhists, Pagan, shamans, whatever, who have said that other religions should be eradicated, or that want to have laws in place to prevent people from practicing their religions. Yes, of course there are. And I've seen people on the net doing that, and I know that in some nations this is a very, very big problem. But that doesn't give atheists the right to turn around and do the same thing to every religious person. And the only reason why they're doing this is because it's the same thing as in Norway. The one thing that worked to reduce the number of smokers, that wasn't all sort of scary campaigns about do this and you'll die, because people ignored it. The one thing that did work was when they started reducing the number of places where you could smoke, so that you have to either be in your own home or go to specially designated areas to smoke. That reduced it. And for many atheists, that's what I hope will happen if they manage to win through and make it unacceptable or even illegal to practice religion in public. They hope that by making it very difficult to practice it, you have to hide it away in shame, then that will reduce recruitment. And it is pure ignorance. And I hate it when any people of any faith, any life path, any conviction says that we have to eradicate the rest because it's dangerous. And it isn't any better when it's atheists that say it. So, yeah. Your quote is very funny, but the hell? There's a difference between forcing religion on someone and practicing religion in public. Forcing religion on someone, that's like the debate in the United States now over gay marriage, where the ones that are most against it and that are trying to force their religious views on others are several Christian movements. I think that church and states should be separated. You can say and think that being gay is a sin all you want, but that shouldn't affect the laws. That is forcing a religion on someone. Or like in one city in the United States, where if you do a minor crime, you can choose between jail and going to church for a year. There are no secular options. That is forcing religion on someone. Praying for your food, wearing a crucifix, saying bless you, wearing a hijab or a niqab, or any of those things that is not forcing your religion on anyone. To be quite honest, if you cannot watch a woman having a scarf wrapped around her head and not suddenly, poof, magically turn religious because that's forcing her religion on you, then you need to work on you. Practicing religion isn't a hobby. It is who you are. Now, I get it that a lot of atheists don't believe that religion is true. And that's fine. That's completely your choice. You have as much a right to your opinion as I have to mine. But try to accept that for me, I am pagan. That is who I am. A very big part of who Anja Rebecca Schulze is a pagan. I don't stop being pagan when I leave the sacred space. I don't stop being pagan when I leave my door. And I have complete right to say grace over my food, or whisper a prayer of thanks to the goddess when I see two cars just barely managing to avoid an accident. And I have my complete right to wear religious symbols, because religion is nothing that should be hid away in shame. It's not a dirty thing that you have to hide. And also when it comes to children, yes, I think it's wrong to try to force a child to follow your religion. When a child, if a child doesn't want to be Christian or Muslim or pagan or any other faith and says they want to leave the church, let them. You have no right to force religion on your children. On the other hand, I think it's also wrong to say that you shouldn't teach your children about your religion at all. Because if I teach it atheism, that's also teaching it something. If I had a child, of course I would have that child participate in my pagan rituals. I would do pagan rituals for its baptism. I'm pagan, and it would of course be part of my life as a pagan. However, I would also teach it about other religions and completely secular views on the world. And as soon as that child was old enough to choose, I would accept that child's decision. Would I be more pleased if that child chose to follow the same religion as me? Yes, I would. But I would completely accept it if it wanted to be Christian or an atheist. And that isn't forcing your views down a child's throat. It's that I am pagan, and as part of teaching a possible future child about the world, about giving it of myself, I would of course also pass on my religion. And that isn't something wrong. Religion is not shameful. Religion should be celebrated, just as any other ways to view the world. And that is all I wanted to say. Sorry for ranting. Have a nice day.